in a moment. And the winner of the Big Ten, the runner-up, the winner of the SEC, and the winner of the Big 12 await in the quarterfinal round. And with that, we welcome you inside College Football Live. Sam, Roddy, Zubin, Pete Thamel here to join in just a moment. Without any further ado, let's get right to it and roll into those first-round matchups, and then we'll discuss. It has been much discussed that JMU does not have a Power 4 victory this season. Oregon is looking to power through to its first national championship ever. That'll be the big game on Saturday night. Bama and Oklahoma, of course, is a rematch of the regular season. That was in T-Town. This one's going to be in Norman, and you know what happens when rematches occur. Familiarity certainly can creep up again. Speaking of rematches and familiarity, Tulane and Ole Miss. Unlike the previous matchup I just discussed, this one's going to be on the same field in Oxford, where Ole Miss knocked off Tulane by 35 points earlier this season. Could have been worse. Tulane scored late. Miami and Texas A&M is not a rematch, but it is a matchup of two of the best interior defensive and offensive lines in the country, and that should be an amazing game in front of an amazing atmosphere in College Station. Regular season rematches in the playoff, there have been some, and there's been a mixed bag when it comes to results in the rematch. So that said, let's get it going and talk about all these games. Pete, I want to start with you as we welcome you inside College Football Live as well with regards to Bama and Oklahoma. And the key here is who might be available for some of these teams as they set to go December 19th.
Well, Zubin, certainly Alabama struggled in the SEC title game. That's not exactly breaking news. There is some optimism that a more complete Alabama team will take the field in Norman in the college football playoff come mid-December. Jam Miller is where we start here. He's obviously Alabama's star tailback. They're 8-1 this season with Jam Miller. Remember, he missed nearly the first month of the season from a shoulder injury in camp. Jam Miller is expected to be back for the playoff. Kalen DeBoer made it clear yesterday that not only is Miller going to return, but it should be a very good version of Miller. He's not going to be limping into this game. I was told he had overcome an ankle injury. He wasn't quite ready to go in the SEC title game, but there'll be a healthy Jam Miller. As for Josh Cuevas, the tight end, I've been told there's optimism about his availability. And same for LT Overton, who's the most key part of Alabama's defensive line. So there's a good chance, Zubin, we see a much better Tide roll into Norman.
All right, we'll see. Once again, that's going to kick off everything December 19th. That'll be the first game, and the atmosphere in Norman should be off the charts if South Bend was any indication on Friday night last year. Sam, let's go to you and to Roddy first. So, Sam, let's start with you. This is a player. Take me inside the player matchup of seeing the same team again. Granted, different field, different stakes, but the same team you're looking across against. Take me inside how that might manifest itself.
Well, your mentality, specifically as a defense, if you're Alabama, has to change. Oklahoma's a top 10 defense. You got to go band for band, or maybe goal line stand for goal line stand. You got to go brick for brick, maybe pick for pick. Last time around, we saw Oklahoma, a top 10 defense, force multiple turnovers, find ways to slow down Alabama. That's how they won the game. But Alabama's defense needs to look across the field when they're on the sideline and say, we're better than that other defense on the other side of the ball. The issue is this for Alabama. They've struggled offensively over the last couple weeks, whether it's because of Jam Miller's injury, offensive line not protecting, Ty Simpson getting sacked. It has been a battle, but Oklahoma hasn't been great themselves. So that's the opportunity for Alabama defensively to go essentially like battle for battle, play for play to be the better defense on the field.
Yeah, Alabama's defense is going to be huge, although they did everything that we asked them to do other than get turnovers in the last meeting. They only gave up 212 yards, this Oklahoma offense, but it was the Oklahoma defense's turnovers that really won them the game. Remember the pick six by Eli Bowen, the strip sack by Taylor Wine, and that's the thing that Alabama's going to have to contend with, is this Oklahoma pass rush. Oklahoma figured out something in that game that teams have duplicated since. Wonder, what the status of R. Mason Thomas is, because he did not play in that first meeting between Alabama and Oklahoma. He's the best player on that Oklahoma defense, and if he is healthy for this playoff matchup, that could really ramp up this Oklahoma defense that gave 14 pressures against Alabama the first time.
All great points. I just want to mention this is how fast college football turns. We'll get to Miami and Texas A&M in just 1 second. keep in mind, Mateer was a Heisman Trophy frontrunner for Oklahoma, and suddenly Oklahoma can't move the ball. It just goes to show you how different this sport is. Miami and Texas A&M, the tail of the tape there. You know the deal. Miami's defense under Mario Cristobal, Ruben Bain, Vestador has been incredible. A&M's offense, led by Marcel Reed, and the transfer Casey Concepcion has been just as good on offense. So, Sam, I want to start with you here. This is not a regular season rematch, although they did play in Mario's first year back in 2022 in College Station, but that is a lifetime ago in today's version of college football when you're talking 2022. How do you see this matchup in the trenches, which is where seemingly everybody, like the two guys that are bookending me here, that played the game, are keeping an eye on?
Oh, I'm excited to see how these pass rushers affect the quarterbacks. What do I mean by that? Cassius Howell is one of the league leaders in college football when it comes to sacking the quarterback. He plays for A&M. He's going to be a top pick in this coming draft. How is he going to affect the quarterback for Miami? And also on the other side of the ball, right? What is going to happen when Ruben Bain and Akeem Mesidor are going after the quarterback? That's what I can't wait to watch. We talk about the quarterback matchups and receivers and punt return, all that kind of stuff. But it's going to be the line of scrimmage that my eye is going to be on for this matchup.
This game is all about the trench warfare. Texas A&M has one of the best offensive lines in the country, and they're facing a Miami defensive line that is as talented as any they've faced all year, probably more talented than any they've faced all year. With the two bookends, you mentioned Ruben Bain on one side there, Sam, the ACC Defensive Player of the Year. Akeem Mesidor has had arguably a better season than has Ruben Bain. He's been phenomenal. They've got two guys on the interior that are fantastic as well. That Texas A&M defensive line is no slouch. So I think early down success for offenses are going to be important, because once you get into third and longs, both of these teams defensively are absolutely fearsome.
Last note here, as we talked about games in Norman and College Station, there is not one opening round game that is being played in the Eastern time zone. And if that doesn't tell you where this sport is moving, nothing else will. You know, the old ball coach Steve Spurrier used to say, when we're not playing, it's talking season. It's definitely talking season for Notre Dame's Pete Bavacqua, laying the wood to the ACC and Jim Phillips about the exclusion and the lack of support. Brett Yormark, at a business conference yesterday, the Big 12 commish, fired back.
I don't like how Notre Dame's reacted to it. So, okay, I think Pete's his behavior has been egregious. It's been egregious going after Jim Phillips when they saved Notre Dame during COVID. As Notre Dame and Miami got closer together, head-to-head would be a factor. Okay, BYU lost. They became closer together, head-to-head, and made a difference in that decision. So I think he is totally out of bounds in his approach, and if he was in the room, I'd tell him the same thing.
How about that? Pete, let's talk about that with you. Yormark, as you know, and as many know, is one of the most savvy guys out there. He knows who he's talking to and where he's talking. He knows the stage he was on. So what are the reaction that you are hearing inside the college world to Yormark's comments on Bavacqua's comments?
Well, Zubin, I think the first point to underscore what you just hinted at, Brett Yormark knew exactly what he was doing here. He knew the stage. He knew the reverberations of his comments. And look, it's rare for a commissioner to criticize a sitting AD in that nature. There's also a sense in the industry, from talking to people on all sides and in all places, that Yormark was probably indicating what the consensus amongst college administrators are. Certainly Pete Bavacqua, someone's going to be mad about all this, Zubin, right? And so certainly Pete Bavacqua had a right to declare his case and Notre Dame's case and air grievances. The fact that it went on for 3 days was what people said to me the past few days that was really surprising. So, Yormark certainly made headlines from that comment yesterday and did not go unnoticed around the industry.
Yeah, and that leads us to my next question, which was some of Bavacqua's comments were pointedly right at ACC Commissioner Jim Phillips and the so-called much flawed system from determining who played in the ACC championship game. What are you hearing about any possible modifications to make sure the league doesn't find themselves in the situation they were in